Gosh, I haven't filmed in so long. I don't remember how to start. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Laurina, and today, I know, very weirdly different video. We're gonna be talking about finances. I know what you're thinking, I know what you're asking, but you know what? I'll explain right after this intro. Alrighty, so as you can see from the introduction and the title and everything, I'm kind of going in a different direction with this video than I normally do with my other videos, but that's because, let me explain. Okay, let me explain. That's because when I first started Laurina Machite, the channel, or I don't want to say started the brand, because I feel like everybody is a brand, like you are a brand, I'm a brand. So, you know, I guess my parents started the Laurina Machite brand, but let's not be too technical. But when I started now marketing myself rather as Laurina Machite instead of brightlyblack.com, was because I felt like brightlyblack.com was a fashion site, a fashion place, a fashion area. And I wanted to expand on that because I am more than just the clothes I wear or whatever. That's when Laurina Machite came in, and the vision I had for Laurina Machite was lifestyle. Did a lot just to live this here lifestyle. And the lifestyle that I wanted to create, or the lifestyle content that I wanted to create, was obviously centered around beauty. That's why you see a whole lot of beauty on my channel, centered around hair, centered around all of that. But I also do realize that, like, as women, we're more than just beautiful. We're more than just like what we wear, what we put on our face. I care a lot about finances, about financial stability, about a whole lot of things in the finance sector, which is probably why I had an accounting degree and I'm furthering my studies in accounting, and I'm the head of accounting. So yeah, I felt like I wanted to now just like open that up a little more. I've been thinking about having finance related content on my channel for the longest time, but I've just been scared. And I feel like the reason why I'm scared is because when you watch all these finance gurus on YouTube, they look like, listen, they know what they're doing, okay? Like, one of my favorite person on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram has to be Nicolette Mashile. If you have not watched her videos, you should. And she knows what she's talking about. She's there, you know, she's within the man, it's just within the financial stability. Hey, Riteni, Ota, we are within. And I always thought that you had to be there in order for you to start talking about finances on YouTube and whatever, because I don't want the criticism, okay? My channel is a very happy channel. I get negative comments probably like once or twice a year. It's, you know, I'm not trying to look for no fights, you know? But I also then realized how kind of unfair it is, and yeah, for lack of a better word, unfair it is to expect somebody to only speak about something where they're like a super expert. And also on your side of things, how unfair it is, and my side of things as a consumer, to always see people at their peak. Like, sometimes you need to grow together. When I look at the makeup that I was doing when I started this channel, when I was out here giving you guys tutorials, I needed tutorials, okay? My face was looking all types of crazy. My eyebrows were looking, whew. Even when I started doing hair, like, I didn't know, I wasn't an expert in hair. I'm still not an expert in hair. And so I decided, you know what, let me start this finance department, finance videos on my channel to kind of grow with you. So when I give these tips, it's about tips that I have made and I've stopped making, and I've seen how they've changed my life. I'm not a billionaire, I'm not a millionaire, but I want to get there. And I feel like if we were to take this journey together, it would make it a little easier. And I think it would make it a little easier in terms of the mental health issues that we have, where you're always watching people and you're like, oh my gosh, they've got it all, you know, they've got it all figured out, like how are they doing this? And we always hear people's success stories instead of their struggles. I think kind of bringing my financial struggles to the forefront is speaking about them and speaking about how I've done it and am doing it would help kind of get everybody on track. I'm trying to get all of us on track here, okay? Yeah, and so it brings us to today's topic and what I want to discuss today. Story time. Here's what happened. Let me tell you. Hold up, I need to fix them. I think my camera's not focused. Hold up. Alrighty, I'm back. I got my papers, I got my evidence, I got my receipts. All right, so here's what happened, right? I have a lot of financial topics that I want to talk about. Not even because I'm an expert, like I said, but I do find that, because I love talking about finances. Like, listen, if we ever meet in the streets and you recognize me, you don't know how to start the conversation, let's talk finances, okay? Like, I'm up for talking finances all day, every day. And sometimes I find that when I speak to people my age and I say certain things, like usually there's like an aha moment, like where someone would be like, oh wow, I hadn't thought about it that way. So I just want to kind of give info on what I think is basic knowledge that other people may not think is basic knowledge, and that's why you're here on YouTube, right? To learn. So it was the beginning of this year and I'm out here trying to budget my life because I realized, wow, sis, you are going into your late 20s. Like what? You know, quarter life crisis. Like what are you doing with your life? Like where are you going? Where have you come from? Where did you think you were going to be at this point? Where did you see yourself at this point? And not even in like you're not even trying type of way, but like, you know, are you actually achieving everything you wanted to achieve? And what do you want to achieve now type of thing? You know, just like existential, I don't know, that word, out of body crisis. And I decided to make a budget for this year because wow, I have a lot of things that need to be done financially. And for the first time ever, I was like, fine, let me follow Auntie Machile's advice and kind of assess what I've done with my life this past year. And by this past year, I mean like last year, 2019. Girl! When I tell you that I was shook, I was shook when I found out just how much I had spent last year on frivolous things. I was like, whoa. Okay, so what I decided to do was I took all of my bank statements from FNB. Obviously, this is not all of the bank statements. This is like the first page. If you bank with FNB, I think I'm gonna show like a little picture of what it looks like, what the front page looks like. It's a bank statement that shows a summary in rands of your funds received that month, your cash deposits, your other deposits, inter-account transfers in, electronic payments, funds used, bank charges, other entries, blah, 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 blah. And I kind of summarized all the transactions for that month into different categories on the front page. So I'm holding here May, and then May, I categorized my expenses into miscellaneous, airtime, food, debit orders, Uber, petrol. June was also miscellaneous, food, petrol, airtime, debit orders, Uber. July was debit orders, petrol, you get it, right? So I summarized it into those different categories. And then I went on over into this book over here, and then I totaled my expenses for the year. Sis, tell me, okay, actually it wasn't for the year, actually it was May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Although December I kind of counted it out because I wasn't here in December. So it's like 7 months worth of expenses. Girl, tell me why, how, when, and how, and explain to me how I spent so much money. And I didn't realize this. I did not realize why or how or when or what. And then I was like, you know what, girl, listen, something needs to be done here, okay? Let us budget. And then I started thinking about why it is I hadn't actually ever budgeted. Then I came up with this video, mistakes you make when you're budgeting. Okay, so I had to kind of summarize it into, you know, like 4 or 5 things, because honestly, there are so many mistakes that happen when you're budgeting. And the first thing that I think is a problem with everybody is you don't know what a budget is. I will admit it myself, I did not know what a budget was until I actually started investigating and started looking at the different definitions of a budget and what it is they plan out. And I think also my misinterpretation of a budget comes from the fact that I do have an accounting degree. So in my head, budgeting has always been expenses as low as possible, income as high as possible, you know, because you're trying to make a profit, you're trying to cut expenses, trying to make the company money, you know, but that's not necessarily what a budget should be in the personal sense. So a budget is not necessarily about restricting yourselves, but kind of, you know, monitoring and controlling certain things so that you can enjoy your life and live within your means. So I think in my head, I had it so misconstrued that it's about lessening your expenses. And I was like, listen, I'm not about to do that, you know, I'm not about to cut down on my expenses. Because when you're alive, you must live. Just because I am living doesn't mean I am alive. No. Just because I'm alive, just because I'm alive doesn't mean I'm living. And in order for me to live, you need to have expenses. So I think I personally misunderstood that. And I think a whole lot of people misunderstand that. So a lot of people don't make budgets because, well, I don't want to cut down. But it's not about cutting down. It's about seeing how much is coming in and how much you can take out and how much you can keep for yourself. And by keep for yourself and pay yourself, I mean savings for the future. How much do you actually have for your future? Luckily, with a person like me, I have always been really good with regards to putting money away in savings. And I will have a video about savings, how to save when you're not really making that much amount of money, etc, etc. But the first thing that I wanted to note in this video with regards to budget and why your budget isn't working, and by your, I mean us. Our budget is not working because we don't understand what a budget is. We're too scared to go in there because we are scared that we're going to have to cut down. And sometimes you will have to cut down. That's just the reality of it. But don't look at it as this thing where I have to get my expenses as small as possible. And that's the last point that I'm actually going to touch on today. It's not about making your expenses as small as possible. It's about making sure that whatever it is you're getting in, you're spending it properly and you are not counting coins at the end of the month. Because I've done it. So essentially, with the first point, all I'm trying to say is budgeting is about prioritizing. What are you prioritizing? How important is that to your life? And is it really important? Because when I was looking at my expenses, guys, I was like, listen. How did you spend 1,000 Rand on Uber in July? You have a car. What was happening? That needs to go. Like that needs, I mean, August was fine because it was 155 Rand on Uber, which makes sense because you have a car. So it's little things like that where you don't even, oh girl. Let's not even talk about the Uber expense for October. 2,000 Rand in October for Uber.
No way. No way. I want to see the receipts.
Sis, how does that fit into your life? Like, how does that make sense? It doesn't. And that's why I feel or felt the need to make a budget for this year. The second point that I have here, and why my budgeting system didn't work in last year, because I had one, trust me, I had one. I had a rough idea of what I spend on Uber. I had a rough idea of what I spend on airtime. And trust me, when I wrote it down, it showed me that I did not know what I was talking about. I didn't even know my own lifestyle. Like, I didn't understand at all. Had you asked me before I had made this budget, how much I spend on airtime every month, I probably would have said like, I don't know, 200 Rand. Well, the test results have come back and it says negative, ma'am.
That's a lie.
You spend roughly 490 Rand on airtime. When? When did I spend that much money? How? Why? I have have Wi-Fi at home. I have Wi-Fi at work. I don't make phone calls. I don't do SMSs. Where is this money going? And then when you look back, you know, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a budget, but as painful as it is going to be, I can't stress this enough. You can't make a budget for the future if you don't know what you'll be doing in the past. Because what was going to happen had I made the budget for this year, not looking at last year, I was going to put a budget of 100 Rand for airtime. Because I was going to be like, let me cut down. Since I spent 200, let me spend 100. That's not realistic. That is not realistic, and it's not going to work, which is another point that brings me to, you are not realistic about your budget. Painful pill to swallow, but I had to swallow it. I had to swallow it, and I think it's really gonna help me this time around. It has to, right? Because if you don't know how much you were spending before, how do you know how much you can budget for? It makes absolute sense once you do the process, but getting to the process, guys, I won't lie, I didn't need these numbers in my life. I did not want to know how reckless I was being, and I don't know, like, the thing is, and the reason why I didn't even want to talk about finances here on my channel as well is because it is very hard to be realistic about finances. And even sometimes, even if it's me talking about my own personal finances and my advice and my tips, even you just sitting at home, I know there's going to be people sitting at home and are taking it personally. There are people who, because I have a lot of videos coming up, some of them might offend you, some of them might not. But the point is, people get so offended when reality strikes them in the face. Like, there have been financial videos that I've watched and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not true. That like, if you don't write down your budget, like you overspend. Yes, it's true. Like, don't take it personally. It's just proven. It's a fact. It's factual. So I implore you, when you watch these videos, don't take it personally, because I have. But then again, if I do take things personally, I never write down in the comments that you are talking trash, because I also believe that's not good etiquette. So please, even if you do take it personally, take a couple days just to think about what I'm saying, and you'll find it to maybe be true, maybe be not, who knows. The last thing that I wanted to highlight as to why your budget is not working is, you're gonna love this one, you're not budgeting enough for fun. Like, you are not putting enough aside to have fun. Like I said, I don't want to just be alive, I want to live. And the reason why I didn't want to do a budget was because I didn't want my budget to tell me that I need to cut down on my food. I need to cut down on my Uber. I need to cut down on my miscellaneous. Yo, miscellaneous, this category, guys. Yo, wow. It was very miscellaneous. I didn't want to be told that I need to cut down on anything, really. But like I said, it was because, point number one, I didn't understand what a budget is. It's not about cutting down. It's just about having an idea of where we are coming from, where we are going, and how we're going to get there. If you have an idea of how much you want to save this year, and you're not budgeting every month on how to save that money, how's that gonna work? I don't care that I'm counting coins at the end of the month, as long as I know that I have saved in the beginning of that month. But it's also not okay for you to be counting coins when you can just budget for you not to be counting coins. And this is not to say that once you budget you won't be counting coins. It will happen, which brings me to another point. How many points have I made? I don't even know. I don't even know. This is why I don't do top 10 lists or whatever. They don't work for me and my personality. I ramble. The reason why your budget is not working, or why my budget was not working, or why it just wasn't working, was because you're not giving it enough time. Like, the first time I tried to learn how to drive a car was not the first time I learned how to drive a car. Like, right now, I know how to. Gear changing is my thing. Like, I am that person, okay? But you don't learn how to ride a bike the first time you ride a bike. You don't learn how to change gears the first time you change gears. And I think it's very unrealistic when, as human beings, we expect to make a budget this month, and then next month we must 100% make it through. Now that I know that I'm spending, how much is it? Let me get to my summary page. Now that I know that I've been spending $4.90 per month, you know, on airtime, next month I must just spend $4.90 per month. No, that's not gonna happen, because in May I spent $505, in July I spent $580, in October I spent $680. That's an average. Like, don't just now expect it to work just because you have now budgeted, unless you've given a budget 60 to 90 days, which to me actually is still very, 60 is not realistic, because that's 2 months. That's like 2 mistakes and you're down the road. I say 3 months worth of budgeting. Stick to that budget you have made, and only after then, if it's not working, then you can tweak it. But yeah, those are the tips and tricks or reasons why your budget isn't working and things you should consider. And you know, yeah, that's the video. I hope it was informative, because I know I do tend to ramble on. I'm kind of used to like speaking about makeup, and then, you know, like you put the brush and then the eyebrows, and then you do one eyebrow and then you do one, you know, like I'm used to that sort of type of video. I will try and be more organized with my finance videos, and I hope you like them. I want us to be beautiful. I want us to feel beautiful, and not even like in that whole you must put makeup on to feel beautiful sense. No, I want us to be wholesome human beings. Mostly it is women that watch this show. I want you to go out there and slay your makeup. I want you to slay your hair. I want you to slay your outfit. I want you to slay your life, and not have the worry of financial burden on your shoulders, because it's going to show. Like, you're not going to walk with the same confidence. And that's basically why, the reason why I decided to bring Finance Fridays, or Financial Fridays, I don't even know what it's called yet, I don't know. But the reason why I decided to start Finance Fridays is because I want us to be wholesome women. I want us to be well-rounded women. And considering it is January, I decided budgets was the right thing to start with. So just to reiterate, because I did go on a tangent, and if you want to remember what I said, you need to understand what budgets are. It's not a budget if it's not written down. Like, don't have guesstimations, because I had guesstimations. My guesstimations, according to my summary page, were just off. Like off. You haven't given it enough time sometimes. That's why your budget is not working. And don't forget to have fun. Like, don't forget to have fun. That's all I gotta say in this video. How long is this video? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to cut it down a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my birthday, by the way. I was supposed to open with that. It's my birthday. It is my birthday today, and that's also the reason why I decided to do a finance video. It's kind of like a gift to myself. Like, just do your thing. It is your day. Choose your topic. It is my birthday. Yeah, I'll see you guys next week. I have a video next week coming up on habits that millionaires follow that I'm going to be following. Is it gonna make me rich? Will it make me rich? Well, we'll see. I'll be vlogging the entire journey. I'll be choosing habits that I think are going to just change my life, not dramatically, not drastically. I already started with some of the habits, but you know, we'll see in next week's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time, where I'm probably slaying my face or doing my hair or slaying your bank account. Bye.